Yeah, but it brings, it's just one of the many frustrations that people have in this country. And so they will say nothing is working in this country. In fact, the Medina MP, Francis Xavier, nothing is working in Medina. But the people who feel that it's not just Medina, but there's nothing happening, there's nothing working in this country. And so they're better off getting out of the country and being elsewhere. Which is why I think there are a lot of people who have found this Trini Jonas gentleman who is in New York and keeps doing these videos all the time and talking about having flag, glass in Kwan, and people are excited about it. Of course, he exaggerates. A lot of the things he says are not true, okay? He exaggerates. But yes, a lot of things work there. He's saying a lot of truth. So people here in Ghana, even before Trini Jonas, I've always concluded that we're probably better off getting out of the country. The grass is greener out there. The grass is greener out there. And so let's go out of the country, even if we're going to hustle. Whatever job we're doing, at least we're going to get a minimum wage. That's like someone's monthly wage here in Ghana. So we're better off there. And so they're seeking to check out. But Professor Peter QUARTEY, he has been speaking with JoyNews. He actually spoke with Aisha Ibrahim on the PM personality profile, and he's been talking about the fact that you can make it in Ghana. It's true you can make it in Ghana. Let's just listen to what he had to say, and then we'll come back and have that conversation.
Sometimes in lack of information. You know, there are brilliant young guys out there. Their mentality is mainly to travel, you know. But if we could educate them and show to them that, look, there's more to just traveling. Yes, you could travel to further your education, but you could earn a living decently whilst in Ghana. I think we need to motivate and educate some of these young ones.
So you did make friends in your area. Which part of Dakman did you live? Because I know that area very well.
There's a place called Circle Station.
Circle Station.
Yes, Dakuma official town.
Okay.
You know that.
So you did make friends around.
Oh, I did make friends. I had friends from school. I had friends.
Right. So despite the many brilliant people this country is filled with and the great accomplishments recorded by Ghanaians, many find their future here in this country getting bleaker each day, and believing that they're better off checking out to see greener pastures abroad. Of course, they're inspired by the many examples of their peers who are living quite comfortably abroad, having taken that option to leave. Others, though, are also struggling. Okay, so there are people out there who are also struggling, and then Nima will bear me out. I mean, you've been in the UK before, and you know that there are people out there who are really struggling. There are people who wish they were back home, but they can't be.
Okay.
They can't even afford to buy a plane ticket.
Okay. I think that, yes, there are people out there who are struggling at that level. I don't know if there are that many, because for the years that I lived in London, you know, I was exposed to quite a large Ghanaian community of people who were doing very well. And those who were not doing so well still didn't want to come because, I mean, at the end of the day, life seemed better, or life was a bit better, because the systems work. And because the systems work, you can get into a sort of routine that provides a certain sort of security and comfort. So you know that if you do a certain number of hours, you get a certain amount of money. You know that there's overtime available. You know that there's bank holiday double pay available. So you work and you get your money and you do what you need to do. You buy electricity, you go to Tesco's, you do whatever, you know, and life goes on. You may not be able to grow or get promoted to the heights that maybe you could if you were in Ghana. But then even then, of course, there's nepotism and there's all the things that we deal with here. So you may not be able to do that. But there's an almost advantage for me, and in my opinion. I think if we're having this conversation in relation to young people who finished university, for example, I would say for me, that decision to go and stay there for over 10 years, right, you know, coming out of university, was one of the best decisions of my life that I made. And the reason I say that is because it exposed me to a whole new world, especially of thinking. which is not readily available here in Ghana, because we have a certain mindset about things. And when you live in the UK or you live in the US, and you don't, go straight into a Ghanaian community and stay there, your mind, because there are people who live in the UK and US, and it's like they've been living in some village in Ghana for many years. But if you open up your mind, there is that exposure to a certain way of thinking, to a different way of life. I remember every time I come back to Ghana, I would feel like Ghana is like 500 years behind the world, because everything is different. Systems are working, the roads are working, there's the traffic ticketing system, there's doing things online, there's courts that are working. I mean, you're summoned to court because you didn't pay a ticket, and suddenly the bailiff is at your door. He knows who you are, how old you are, the day that you committed the crime, and he's hoisting you off to court.
Because they have a very fantastic national ID system.
Oh, whatever. Because they have, I can't believe you. Because they have that system. And there's also the fact that, at the end of the day, at the moment, if we're talking about the UK, for example, the pound is 8. One pound is 8 cedis. So if you want to go away and work for a year or 2 years, and you're going to, really save, you have capital. Capital is a big thing in Ghana, gathering money to do something. Yeah. It takes prayers, your fetish priest, your native doctor, your ancestors, to be able to gather money to do something. And I remember that when we were in tech, during holidays, people will go, and go in the cyborgs, go for, holidays, come back, they've made money, they've done construction, they've come back, some of them were building, by the time we finished tech, some people had built houses from traveling every semester to go and work. Can you do that in Ghana? Can you do a part-time job during holidays and buy land? Can you do a part-time job during holidays? And even, when you go through the process of working on or interning, because I went to school, the education system is different. The way you are taught to think. Thinking is rewarded. Having an opinion is rewarded. Being innovative is rewarded. The systems are working. There's corruption everywhere, yes. But the systems are working. You know that if I work as a nurse at this grade and I do this, automatically I slip into the next grade. Automatically I slip into the next grade. It's not because my auntie's cousin's father's brother, sister-in-law's side boy likes me or doesn't like me, so suddenly I can get this position or I can get that position. So thank you, Gomez. Okay. Gomez says, yeah, my monologue is over. But, so for me, I hear what Professor Peter QUARTEY is saying.
After all that you've said, you came back to Ghana.
I came back to Ghana more equipped. I came back to Ghana because I felt that, okay, I've gotten what I need. I didn't think I would have gotten it from staying here.
Right.
I think I would have been a completely different person if I had stayed.
All right, so we have some others joining us for this conversation. Enimwa believes that really people should be given the opportunity to go out. Or when they get the opportunity, they should go out and make something of their lives and come back if they want to, or continue staying there, because she strongly believes that the grass is greener out there. Yes, the grass is greener out there, but not everybody else gets to enjoy the green grass out there. We have a few people who are joining us for this conversation. We have BAABA HEWTON, Yawusu Edu, and Julius Anthony and John ACQUAFUL. They're all they all have their position on this matter. So we'll bring them into the conversation, and maybe we'll start with you, Yawusu Edu. What do you make of it? Do you feel that you can make it here in Ghana?
Yes, I personally believe it's possible to make it here in Ghana, in as much as the conditions are really tough. I have this feeling, going out there, you might not know what the situation might be for you. So in Ghana here, with a little bit of education, with a little bit of push, you might be able to make it. Emphasis on the might, because the situation might not be the same for everyone. But okay, there's a high chance you can make it.
Yeah, have you lived outside of Ghana before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, but you have traveled?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you can see the difference in the way things work, depending on where you traveled to. That is.
Yes. There's a vast difference, and like I was saying earlier, it depends on the circumstances you have. Maybe some opportunities you had since growing up all these can affect the kind of person you turn out to be in Ghana here.
All right, let's bring in BAABA HEWTON. BAABA HEWTON is actually in the UK. She left Ghana to go to the UK. So BAABA, I'm sure you're one of those who say that, nah, it's better to be out of Ghana, to be somewhere else, to enjoy the green pasture. What has it been like for you?
Sorry. Okay. So the experience has so far been awesome, and I can't agree less with the co-host, Enimwa. She said everything. Yes, you can make it in Ghana, but it'll take you such a long time because the system is just not working as it's working here. So when I came, I've only been here for a week, and the feedback that I give to everybody, I'm like, yo, everything is working here. And I'm even isolating. And if I can see from isolation that everything is working, then I mean everything is working. My Wi-Fi is on 24/7. I go out to post something, the next day is delivered. You order something online, it comes like without stress. You don't have to call the delivery guy 10 times, argue with him, stuff like that we experienced back in Ghana. So yes, you can make it in Ghana, because before I left Ghana, I had some opportunities to work. You know, I just finished my national service, but I still got opportunities in some really good places. So yes, if you go out there and look for the opportunities, you will find them, but it'll take you such a long time, you know, to make progress than you will if you were outside in a country like the UK.
Okay, so BAABA, you've been there for just a week, and you're in isolation, and yet you feel that the system is working 24/7.
Yeah.
And glass and
I think
and you're in heaven.
I can order food without stress. I can go out to post stuff without stress. Like, it's not like that in Ghana, obviously.
But you should also appreciate that when you get out of isolation, life may be very different.
Well, yes.
So why don't you just hold on?
How much more different? No, but how much more different,
the system is working. Even if it's working from far, like I'm just indoors and it's working, I'm just thinking if I go out there, well, it'll be challenging because it's a new environment and all that. But even with that, you use the Google Maps, and then because of postcodes and stuff like that, it will take you exactly where you're going. It's not like that in my country.
BAABA, please. The Google Maps works for me. I mean, I can use Google Maps to go everywhere, except,
really?
Well,
when I was in Ghana, it wasn't working for me, to be very honest.
Maybe it's your internet. Let's bring in...
Which is the point exactly, because she's had uninterrupted internet.
No. Okay, so internet, it depends on which service provider you're using.
In Ghana.
Because there may be service providers
in Ghana.
Yes, but there may be service providers out there who...
over 10 years, I never had uninterrupted Wi-Fi in the UK. Never had power, Doomsaw. Never had my taps not running.
You didn't have Doomsaw?
Not once.
Oh no, but there's Doomsaw in the UK.
There's not Doomsaw. If there's a technical issue,
there are power outages.
If they have power outages,
and there are fuel crisis.
The fuel crisis because there's too much fuel and not enough drivers. Isn't that the kind of problem you want in your life?
No, but
like I have too much money and I don't know how to spend it.
Let's bring in Julius. Anthony.
Okay.
Where do you stand on all of this?
Julius, you have to unmute.
Sorry, thank you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I think it's very tough. It's very tough making it in Ghana as you would make it in other jurisdictions. I mean, I agree so much with BAABA and the lady in the studios about everything they have said. And I have been in isolation in China, so I can tell whether or not isolation would make things, you know, when you get out of isolation. No, when you get out of isolation, things would even be better. I was equally in isolation in Ghana when I came back, and I couldn't get things delivered to, I mean, the airport, where's hotel and all that. It's tragic here. But then I speak for a lot of Ghanaian students, millions of them, when I say that making it in Ghana is a tough thing. Getting scholarship, for example, in Ghana, you would have to bribe your way through. Recently, I've had several reports of students who applied for scholarship at the Secretariat, and we have people over there asking poor people who need scholarship to pay 50,000 Ghana cedis before they get the scholarship. Some of them make the students sign up half of their allowances before they even give them the scholarships. This is very, very bad, and you won't have this situation in other jurisdictions. I speak for the millions of students who go to teacher and nursing training schools because of the kind of poverty they are suffering in the country and believe that they could get allowances to make their lives better and get into school, and the allowances do not come in 6 months. Their lives get worse and worse. I speak for them when I say living in Ghana makes lives better for you. I speak for millions of Ghanaian students, thousands and thousands of them, who apply for student loans and they don't get the loan for years because the fund which has been set aside to provide loans, that's the GET fund, has been mortgaged. And where does the money go to? We don't understand. So I speak for them when I say leaving Ghana saves you a lot. I speak for millions of Ghanaian students and millions of Ghanaians who can't get healthcare and would have to parade their mothers, their sisters, their brothers on social media, begging for money to look after them. I speak for them when I say that you would have to leave this country and establish yourself in a way such that your basic conditions, especially your life, does not on things in this country. I speak for the millions of Ghanaian students who could experience rapid delivery system, active and fast internet connections. I speak for millions of Ghanaian students who can pay 3 cedis for delivery for a distance as far as from Cairo to Accra. I mean Cairo, Egypt, to Accra. If they are in a place like China, you'll pay just 3 cedis for a delivery of that kind of thing. I speak for millions of Ghanaians who are students of history and who know that elites, like the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, like the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Mahmoud Bawumia, like the Minister for Education, Edu Chume, and all the others, at one point in time, had to establish themselves outside of this jurisdiction. I speak for millions of students of history who know these things and know very well that one way or the other, you would have to get out of this jurisdiction and make your life better and come back. I speak for the 499 law students who have passed the 50% threshold, but are now being removed by the General Legal Council by new regulations, which they have just introduced because they feel that legal education needs to have a drawbridge and they should limit the number of people who should have access to it. I speak for them when I say that life is better outside this jurisdiction and everyone should strive to be outside of this place, establish themselves, get the legal education they want to get the needed healthcare coverage they want to get the scholarships they want to get the employment they want to get. I speak for the hundreds of thousands of national service personnel who have been posted this year to places that are new to them, and they would have to go there without any assurance of accommodation, without any assurance of transportation and all that, but they are going to serve this state. I speak for them when I say you have to leave this jurisdiction. All right. Please, this conversation is obviously one-sided. Hey. It's something that is not up for debate. It's something I think the president of Ghana himself agrees with when he spent a lot of years in France practicing his law and all that. So let's not drag it even long.
Julius.
People should leave this country.
Julius, your political party, what is the name? Your political party, what is the name?
Well, I subscribe to the National Democratic Congress.
I see. No, I'm waiting for the day when you yourself will stand as a flag bearer.
He's been speaking for everybody.
I love it.
We gave you the opportunity to be now. You're speaking for everybody. Let's bring in John
but
ACQUAFUL.
That's not fair. What do you mean he is speaking for everybody? But what he's saying is true. I stand with Julius to speak for the 499 law students who hit the 50% mark. These things, Israel, these things that happen in Ghana. Okay, no. John doesn't mind. I'm talking for a minute.
Oh, but John, you don't know what John.
He doesn't mind. But the point is that these things happen in Ghana. They don't happen in other places. If you go somewhere and they said if you get 70%, this is where you go. When you get your 70%, this is where you go. It's not that after you've got your 70%, somebody sits down and decides that, well, nah, this. And then it's playing with your life.
Granted. But those countries were built by the people who stayed in there to build them. John ACQUAFUL.
So we should sacrifice our children to build a country where all the power is up there.
The country?
No. The people up there.
If we all leave, who should build the country?
Then we leave the country then. Because we've been trying to build it, but you're fighting against the tide.
John ACQUAFUL.
Yeah.
Where do you stand in all of this?
Unfortunately, I would have to, side with the majority here.
Thank you.
Because I've also experienced a year in Russia, and I know how things work in contrast to how things work in Ghana. Because, I mean, who wouldn't want to live in a comfortable situation whereby you know that the laws are working, whereby you know that you are secured of certain things when you are done with school, when you are secured with some jobs, some even part-time jobs whilst you are in school. I mean, I've been a student in Ghana for in the university for 4 years, and I mean, finding a part-time job to do as a student is one of the worst situations one can ever be in. But take countries like Russia, Germany, UK, US, where at least you can get something to do for 20 hours a week, and then make something for your pocket. You might not have to even depend on your parents whilst you are living there for your monthly allowance. Probably if you are supposed to pay fees, that's when you have to turn back to your parents to pay for you. But then for your monthly subsistence and all those kind of stuff, you don't really need anybody. But is that the same situation in Ghana? When you are done with school, are you secured of any job? That is why a lot of people are paying for special posting to get organizations that would maintain them. And how many organizations do we have in Ghana that maintain students or graduates after they are done with their national service? Just a few, a handful. And so after national service, you it's like you are almost into a new world as a whole, where you have to struggle for your life. And if you compare this situation to situations in other countries, in the countries like Russia, USA, UK, where you know that when you're done with school, even whilst in school, you are given career training, career opportunities. Companies are coming in to recruit. You can get jobs easily than you can get here. Then, I mean, who wouldn't want to live in such a situation? A situation whereby you know that the laws are working on your favor. No matter what happens, you know something is going to be okay for you. Something will be done for you. Not in a situation whereby you have to pay your way through, even though someone has done something wrong to you, you have to pay bribes for the police to investigate. Like a whole lot of stuff that, for me, I don't feel comfortable in. Wanting to live outside the country is not only about the money. It's also about my peace of mind, knowing that whilst I live here, if there's to be any crime committed against me, the police will be willing to investigate. Something will be done, and then I'll just have that peace of mind. You know that when you break the laws, you face the repercussions yourself, and so you just live according to what the law says, but not in excuse me to say the lawless society we have here in Ghana. I mean, it's sad to say, but that's the truth.
Okay, but we have a new IGP, and he's doing things very differently. So, please, you can come back.
I love your hopes.
No, I mean, we've had these things time
on the issue of the IGP, yeah.
On the issue of the IGP, we have seen in this country where a special prosecutor was appointed, and initially everyone had high hopes for him. What happened? Where's Martin Amidu?
Okay, all right.
I like the new IGP so much. Dr. Dampari, he has made efforts to restore some hope. If you look at my Twitter feed, I'm always showering praises on him. But I know how our system works. Order from above would start coming, and all that when politically exposed people are caught in his web. We know how these things work here.
Okay.
So that is the problem. We had a situation where on live television, politicians threaten people. 3 days after, the people are shot. What happens?
Thank you, Julius. Julius, please hold on. Let's go to KWEKU AMPEM. KWEKU AMPEM has also joined the conversation. KWEKU AMPEM. So we've heard the majority of people saying that they want to go outside. Do you also want to go outside? Don't you think you can build something for yourself here in Ghana? KWEKU AMPEM.
Hi, Israel. Good morning. Thank you very much for having me. I am grateful. So I think I have listened to my colleagues, ACQUAFUL. I've listened to Julius. I think for last month, I wrote in BNFT newspaper that most of my friends that I actually completed school with in Legon actually want to leave the country. And if you look at the various statistics that is being given on brain drain and the effect of brain drain on the continent of Africa. It has become very depressing. And I have colleagues who actually live in the US that say that they have trained doctors in the US who are even driving taxis. If you look at the situation of Africa currently, and if you look at the situation of Ghana, I'm not, against people traveling because, the issue of globalization and how people travel, impacts on development of the country. If you look at, from 2000 up to now, there's been lots of developments that you can say boldly that there are people, from the diaspora network who are, doing so much in Ghana. I think that if you are to look at African rising, and if you are to look at, the case point in Ghana, if we are all to leave, if I also decide that, okay, so I'm done with school, if everyone decide that, okay, so we are done with the university in Ghana, so we may have to leave Ghana, I think that we will come back and we'll still come and meet the state, the state we left the country as it is. I am MasterCard trained, so I always argue from the point that if we do not have the bold steps, if we do not stay to make things right, like Julius, you've always been mentioning that, this is a lawless country. If we don't complain about the things that bother us, if we don't advocate for education for women, if we don't stay to advocate for education for, the young girl, if we actually do not stay to advocate for, employment for the youth, then who else is actually going to do it? Because if the good people do not fight, definitely you have the bad people rule. So I am always saying that it is not a matter of you leaving the country for good. I have, made some travels, for some time now. And I always, when I leave the country for even a week, I always have the verge of coming back to Ghana because this is my homeland. This is where my ancestors live. This is my country that I would need to fix. If we don't stay to fix the country for ourselves and for our generation and for our children, and believe me, no one will actually do it. Yeah. I also, I have always been speaking against policies which are not homegrown. If we don't stay to produce homegrown policies for the development of this country, you wouldn't expect UN, you wouldn't expect EU, or you wouldn't expect UK aid or US aid to produce policies that are going to positively impact this country for our good. So, it's good to travel, it's good to explore, but then use those experiences, use those knowledge that you actually get. You have people going for a year abroad. You have people, studying French for a year abroad in Legon. Once they go and they come back, they actually go there to see new things done. And when they come, they say that, okay, we need to fix our system. And it starts from there. If we don't fix our system, the agenda of digitalization of the economy actually didn't start today. It started somewhere. Possibly, if you look at the giant economies like the US and the UK, it started from there. And now someone actually visited the UK and visited the US and saw that this is actually the system being done there. And it's being brought to Ghana. And we're actually having a positive impact on that. So if you actually travel and you say that you are leaving the country for good, or there's issue of unemployment, so if you stay, that becomes, a very selfish, country to live in. Yeah, because if our forefathers didn't fight for us, we wouldn't have had this freedom that we actually enjoying currently in the country. So, I would want to stay. I would want to fix the country, for ourselves and for our generation, because once you travel, you definitely have to come back.
Yeah. Thank you very much, KWEKU. You make a fantastic point, and I'll bring in Yaudro to also chip in there. Having heard all the people who are for traveling outside the country, let's hear from Yaudro to again, who believes that you can actually make it right here in Ghana. Yao.
So one thing I've realized everyone talking about is the fact that you can make it, the educational system is better, the systems are in place, but no one seems to be talking about the effects of life outside, the social systems out there. we hear a lot about racism out there. We hear a lot about discrimination. I heard I heard one of my people talking about the fact that a guy who studied medicine here went outside there and the best job he could get was driving a taxi. Is it because
that was
he didn't have
AMPEM saying that?
Yes. Is it because he didn't have the best of skills, or
it's probably because he was earning more as a taxi driver there than he was earning as a doctor here?
But why won't he be able to work as a doctor if he has the best of skills?
Because you have to write an exam. Because you have to write an exam and you have to get the license, because our qualifications from here are not internationally accepted, which is another problem. If you study as a nurse in Ghana, if you go to the UK, you have to do like a reorientation course and then write an exam, as opposed to if you were migrating from, let's say, another developed country to the UK. So you're already at a disadvantage. Right. So yes, he would work as a taxi driver for a couple of years to be able to save up to write the exam, then he can work as a doctor. But
does this dismiss the fact that discrimination exists in outside countries?
Discrimination exists everywhere.
I've had people who come to Ghana and they tell me.
Part of the matter is that discrimination exists even in Ghana.
But how far? How far does
someone doesn't have money to the scholarship? Is that not discrimination?
How far does it go?
Don't we have tribal discrimination in Ghana?
Should we all have?
We have tribal discrimination in Ghana.
Okay, we seem to be talking over each other, so let's hold on. Let me bring in one person. We haven't heard from BAABA in a while. BAABA, so I'm promising you that when your isolation is done, you would have to go out there and you interact, and that's where the harsh realities are going to hit you. You get to realize that you can't get fufu, you can't get kinky.
You can get fufu in Tottenham. You can go to BAABA. You can go to Bongo Bar in Tottenham. No. You can go to Burnt Oak. There's fufu. There's Banku. There's Buffalo.
It's not going to be the same. It won't be the same.
There's all of that. Just hit me up. I will hook you up with all the joints you need.
I promise you, BAABA, it's not going to be the same.
It's the same.
You're going to miss home.
There's Kinky House. There's Kinky House in Brixton. The Kinky is even nicer than the 2 CD one they sell at your junction. I can promise you.
And listen, BAABA, one other thing. Mm-hmm. You realize that you can't attend. Okay, when you have when you have a child and you need somebody to take care of the child, the person is going to take as much money as you earn.
That's not true.
That is when you're going to miss your sister.
That's not true. You have childminders. The childminders are not that expensive. The stay-at-home moms who have children coming to them. Besides, the maternity pay system is better. The paternity pay system is better. If you have a child in the UK, they get an allowance every week. The child gets a tax. You get allowances for your child every week. Every week, you go and collect money from the bank. If you don't have a job, you get job seekers allowance every week.
BAABA, you wait. You bring me back my stone. Okay?
I doubt that.
You bring me my.
I doubt it.
You bring me my stone.
I really doubt it.
Okay.
Israel, I'm praying so hard that I'll be able to adapt here. And so thank you for the insights. Thank you for everything you are giving me now.
BAABA,
but I'm sure that I'll be able to stand it all.
BAABA, I stand with you. Make it work. Make it work. Make it work.
Okay, and then just to wrap up this conversation, please mind you that all of you who are saying that when you go, you won't come out, the embassies are watching you. They are watching you.
I don't think they said they won't come back.
Yeah, we didn't
say when they go, they won't come back.
They didn't say they won't come back.
What did you say?
I actually want
what Eniwa said, that at least to make it right after school, it's quite difficult. So probably going there to, better your life for 10 years and coming back to help the country is not bad. It's not as if we want to go and then make that place our permanent home. No. But then we know that the degrees we are earning here in the country would not make us, get what we want to get in the near future as compared to that particular place. So if I go there and then I'm done with my master's, I stay there for 4-5 years, and then I feel like I'm established now. I can come back to the country and establish my own business, not to go and work for someone who would underpay me or even cheat me. Then why not?
Excellent.
We are not going there to make it our permanent home, because we know this is our country, this is our motherland, this is where we come from. But then we want to be appreciated.
Thank you. So as you are leaving, to fix it. John.
We are leaving it for you to fix.
We'll come back.
Everyone seems to be talking about the good sides of it. But I mean, can't you think of the pressures it has on the family system? Not all families, most families that go out there, they don't come back the same.
Yeah.
Being out there, it has a lot of negative effects.
Like
psychological, the stress, all that.
Stress is good for you. You build resilience.
You really think stress in Ghana compared to stress abroad?
No, but
exactly.
Leave this.
See, you know what, guys? Let's do this. Let's bring back this conversation maybe on Friday. Let's have this conversation again on Friday. We're going to put you all together and see. Maybe BAABA would have gotten out of isolation by then. And if she gets out of isolation and she encounters, or she would have conversation. People are going to call BAABA. People are going to call you right there, from right there. I mean, from the UK, and tell you that, look, life is not like what you see in isolation. That is when.
Can I say something? I promise I won't talk for a long time. I just want to say that as much as I am for it, I'm not painting a picture of some sort of fantasy or complete green pastures. I bathed for old ladies. I cleaned buttosses. I drove taxis. I drove vans.
BAABA, did you hear that?
But yes, I drove vans. I paid my own school fees by working.
Of old ladies' parts.
I paid my own school fees by working a night job. So I was working nights and going to school during the day and paying my own school fees. It was not easy, but the systems worked, so I knew I could do it. And that is the assurance that we don't have here. I know that if I work nights, 4 nights a week, by the end of the month, I will have enough money to pay my fees, to pay my rent, to get my bus ticket, to send something little home. That's the assurance we don't have. So we're not saying that life is easy out there. It's not. People are stocking the Tesco shelves and Sainsbury's shelves and working nights and sweeping floors. But at the end of the month, you can count to the T how much money you are getting, and you know that this system is working. If I work hard, I will make it simple.
Okay. Thank you to you all for joining us to the conversation. As I indicated, I think we should bring back this conversation on Friday. But thank you all. KWEKU, AMPEM, Julius,
John,
BAABA. Thank you all for the conversation and for your insights. And we wish you all the best wherever you find yourselves, whether you're staying here in Ghana or you're going abroad. And then may you get the visas you need to.
And Julius, I'll vote for you when you stand for office.
Thank you very
have
much.
My
I'd
vote.
like to hear your concert.
Okay, so thank you. We have another conversation coming up. It's about the system not working. We have broken street lights. We have, people damaging crash barriers in accidents and all of that. So we have the law in place. We know what is supposed to happen, but we tend not to see the system working as it's supposed to be working. We have the National Insurance Commission joining us for the next conversation. Do stay tuned and we'll be back in a bit.
Plenty, like the whole thing, they look like horror movie. Africa, where I wanna be. Life for the simple as ABCD. The leaders, them are greediness, plenty, make the whole thing, they look like scary movie. Belly full where they kill them. Belly full where they kill them. And my belly full where we thirsty. For every video.
Now listen, TIA. This is Africa. This be Africa, where I wanna be. This is where you got fruits on trees for free. And when it rains, you got diamonds on the ground for free. Sunshine and rain to grow the seed, timber and gold, plenty. Now we got plenty oil, abundantly. Life will be as easy as a BCD. Prosperity, now this will be the key. But what do we see? Disease, we all we the see. HIV, he kill mommy and daddy. Hungry, we know they get food to eat. In this 21st century, some school and the trees. In the abundance of water, the pool is thirsty. Cause we've had leaders like Idi Amin, Bodi Sanko, Chastela and Era ID. Can you imagine a man like Jonas Avimbi? And in Southern Sudan, there is the Janjaweed, and they terrorize and kill women and babies. And in Somalia, there has never been peace. Liberia, 10 years of brutality. And in Sierra Leone, oh, you don't want to know. The Lord's resistance army, oh, it's a pity. They fight over diamonds and kill people who have never seen the diamond in their lives before. They kill pregnant women and they think it's funny. I bet you hear about the civil war in Rwanda, where the Hutus and the Tutsis commit atrocities, and they kill millions of people in Burundi. After Mobutu Sese Seko and hit Zion, then we think say the Congo will forever be free. But Laurent Kunda and his army is still there in the trees. But in Côte d'Ivoire, it be ethnicity. You then destroy this beautiful African country. How on earth would you have a leader like Enrique? But for Zimbabwe, it be Mugabe. You know go feel me like Mr. Mandela Mugabe. Your people they hungry and your big belly fully be vanity. Your vanity Mugabe. Hey, Rala Odinga Mwai Kibake. I hear say you people smoke some peace pipe. I don't believe. I think you smoke the weed, cause you know they even care how your people they feel. Idris Deby, would there ever be some peace in Chad? Your beloved country, Africa Day and the sea. There is the need for speed. I sit back and watch Africa like it be horror movie. Now this be Rumble in the Jungle season 23.